What is up, guys? So today I'm going to talk about the problem we have in England, and the problem is immigration. There's too many immigrants, too many illegal, dangerous immigrants, and it's out of control. There's Rwandans running around, and Somalians with zombie knives and face coverings running around stabbing people in the streets. And England, everybody in England is sick of it. They're sick of turning the TV on and seeing these foreign names that we've never heard of, stabbing little girls and little kids. And they've had enough. People don't feel safe anymore, so they've risen up, they've come together, and they've peacefully protested and said, we don't feel safe, we want this to change, we're not happy. And I commend that, I stand with you. But somewhere along the lines, you've got idiots that have changed it and started rioting and started acting stupid and flipping cars and setting fires and smashing hotels. And you idiots like that gingerbread man, he's locked up now. The chocolate warrior who's been stealing freaking chocolate muffins from Greg's, and the little idiot running around with a tray of steak bakes, he's doing like 2.5 years. And it's out of control, and now people are getting held accountable for their actions, and rightly so, because you need law and order on the streets. If you've got people running around like this, then they need locking up, especially if they're assaulting the police. Because, in my opinion, the police, they're failing, And the reason they're failing is because they don't know how to communicate. And you look, like if you phone the police now, and you've got a problem, and there's a violent incident, you phone the police, it's likely that the people that turn out, it's going to be two young lasses full of makeup and some 17-year-old gaming nerd who's never had a fight in his life. And it's like they don't know how to communicate anymore. So let's say there's a guy around town getting drunk, right? Big strong man, and he's ended up having a fight. Police have called, and two young lasses full of makeup and some gaming nerd turn up, looks about 17-year-old, and he starts talking to him, saying, "Here, you, get over there, fuck off, it's nothing to do with you." He's going to look at him and say, "Who the fuck are you talking to?" You look like you're about 12. And then they'll end up rolling about on the floor, fighting, and everyone will get locked up because they don't know how to communicate. And even if they did these days, the police, they can't do it anyway, because, and again, with the immigrant, at the airport, some immigrant has punched a woman police officer in the face, and the coppers have took him down, give him a couple of digs, and locked him up. And the coppers got locked up and sacked, and, it was seen all around the world, and the immigrant who whacked the woman's got away with it. It's gone mad. When I grew up in the 90s, right, I used to be a drug addict, so I've had a lot of dealings with police. I've been arrested hundreds of times because that's what drugs does. It turns you into someone like that. And in the 90s, you knew if you, assaulted a police officer, you knew you was either going to get 4 to 6 years, or they would take you in the cells and give you a good thrashing. So everybody knew not to mess with the police. And it happened to me a couple of times, and I totally deserved it. One night I was drunk with my mates, acting a clown, and the police got called, and one of them grabbed my mate, so I grabbed a piece of wood, drunk, ran up, hit him outside of the head with it. And I knew straight away I'd made a mistake. They've all jumped on me, twisted me up, put my arms behind my back, banged the handcuffs on, and anyone who's been in handcuffs will know how much they hurt when they've been applied with malice, and I was in agony, and I was screaming and spitting and kicking up and acting like a fool. So they took me to the police station, took all my clothes off me, threw me in there, and gave me a good thrashing with the bendy cosh. See, they used to have bendy coshes that were like an handle. They'd whip it out, and it had a ball on the end, and they'd whip me around legs with it. And they proper whipped my legs, I couldn't even stand up the next morning. But that's what you get when you mess with the coppers. That was the attitude. You win some, you lose some. I'd lost this one. And the next morning, the desk sergeant came in. He saw me on the floor. He saw all my legs battered. And he says, "Well, you know what I mean? You did attack one of our officers with a piece of wood. And, you know, my lawyer brain went into action. I said, well, I won't press charges on you if you don't press charges on me. I weren't going to press charges anyway. And that was it. She says, right, release without charge. And that was the end of it. But now, it's like the police, whenever they try and do any policing, they get into trouble for it. It's crazy. It's like two-tier policing. They daren't attack, they daren't lock up any immigrants because they're going to be called racist and end up getting sacked. And the world's gone mad. And I can't understand how they've got all these resources to put these idiots in jail that have been like smashing the streets up. You know, they've come down hard on them. They've found prosecutors, they've found judges, they've rushed them through the system. So why can't they do all this to tackle the illegal immigration and to tackle knife crime and all those idiots running around with balaclavas on? Why can't they use all these resources and deal with that problem? And then we wouldn't be here in the first place. But anyway, that's my little opinion on it all. I noticed Decker's been locked up. Oh, Decker, I forget, it's Padme I feel sorry for. Because Decker just talks absolute twaddle. And he'll be going through his rehearsed routine. Oh, the trolls, it's not my fault, it's everybody else. And that's what's happening. They're locking up people for writing stuff on Facebook. Now, if you're going out rioting, attacking coppers, then you deserve 2 years in prison. You know, you deserve prison time. But if you're just writing on Facebook your opinion, you know, you don't deserve 3 months. I saw someone get 3 months in prison for it. Just for writing. Since when are you not allowed to have an opinion? The world's gone mad. But yeah, but people saying that 3 months is not a long time. And it's not, unless you're the one doing it. And then it feels like fucking 3 years. I mean, I saw things in prison what still bother me to this day. You know, so when you say, oh, it's only 3 months, what I would say is get a TV, take it up, sit in your bathroom and sit in there for 3 months and then tell me it's not a long time. You know, I don't think you should go to prison for having an opinion, just for writing stuff on Facebook. That's ridiculous. But anyway, bonjour.